Geo-Wiki is a global land cover validation tool. It allows volunteers to validate global land cover at any point on the Earth. And now, recently, crowdsourcing has become very popular. You can go to any place and take pictures with orientation and geolocation, and these pictures can be uploaded also on Geo-Wiki, which we can then use to improve global land cover and to produce hybrid maps. Now I'm going just to explain to you how Geo-Wiki works. You can quickly look at it, just try as a guest, or you can acquire very easily a login with which you are then allowed to validate yourself, and we will collect all those data from you. You will also be able to download the data and the validation data and use it for your own applications. So here you see Geo-Wiki. It's built on top of Google Earth. So Google Earth is used as a platform, and you can zoom in to any place. You have here a toolbar. Here is the information button, which gives you information on any point on the different global land cover, namely MODIS, globe cover and GLC 2000. Here you see the visualization of the MODIS global land cover, globe cover, and the legend description as well as GLC 2000. We also have undertaken a disagreement analysis, which allows you to display those areas where disagreement is highest. So currently there are big questions about, is there additional land available for biofuel expansion? Here is, for example, the disagreement over Africa. In yellow you see the cropland disagreement, in blue tones you see the forest disagreement, and in red tones you see the combined disagreement between forest and cropland. You see there are certain hotspots in Africa and at many other places. In Sri Lanka, for example. You can also look at the combination of disagreement between, for example, globe cover and GLC 2000. You see that's quite high over Sri Lanka, or between the latest two products, MODIS version 5 and globe cover, where there is also some disagreement. You can do that also in the forest domain. And you can then look at other information which we can use for the validation, which are, for example, the confluence points. Degrees confluence points is a project where people are asked to provide at every lat-long intersection pictures in all four orientations. So we also implemented the possibility that you get access to that site, and by clicking on it you see the actual pictures into all four orientation at that specific location. For example, I show you now how to use the information button. You just click on the point you want to validate, and it reads out all the information of the land cover classes for the three different land cover products. Here, for example, already you can see that there is a disagreement. There is cropland in MODIS, closed open broadleaf evergreen semi-deciduous forest in globe cover, and tree cover broadleaf deciduous in GLC 2000. You can, if you're interested to validate this point, zoom directly in, and it gives you the information on the pixel level to what information and class is available. So in red you will see the information recorded currently in globe cover. In blue you see MODIS, and in the blue, turquoise blue tone you see the GLC 2000. Here you would say that there is some kind of natural vegetation and forest in there, but there is also some influence of humans in there. So you would, in this case, say that they are all giving the correct land cover class. And you click on it, and you can then submit this information to our database. You can also say if you used very high resolution or coarser resolution Google Earth imagery, there is a help button for it, and you can actually see when we would assume that it's very high resolution and when it's coarser Landsat type of resolution. You then click on it and submit it to the database. The validation was successful and you move to the next validation. This button basically gives you the same functionality. Wherever you like to validate, you can look into areas where there is very high disagreement, for example, over the US. So you click on it, and then you zoom into the image, and you see the day. This is the 3rd of June 2009, and you can then enter this information, 3rd of June 2009, into the database. And it's recorded. Then you can validate these different land cover products. In the case of MODIS, this is correct. In the case of globe cover, these are all cultural fields, agricultural fields. So we would here say that this is not really a mosaic, but it's cultivated and managed, correctly classified in GLC 2000. It's a very high resolution Google Earth imagery, and you would then submit that to the database. Okay. And the validation was successful, and you can move to the next validation. If you just want to have a quick start and you're just interested in how the system works, you can just validate any random point, and it just brings you to any lat-long intersections which we have predefined. There is also the option that you can create your own validation dataset. This you can define in your profile. You can view your profile and you go to custom area. In this area, you can set your own custom area you are interested in and define it, as well as the degree, the degrees. If it's 1 degree or half a degree or a quarter degree, this you can all enter here. This is then recorded in the database, and you can personally define your own validation dataset. We have also added Google Earth picture, which you can see here. And we have the option, which is also available in Google Earth, for geocoding, that you can, for example, go to your hometown and it brings you in the area where you are from, and all the pictures taken in those areas are available for land cover validation. There is also a button which gives you the option to derive the average ndvi profile over a 5-year period, derived from spot vegetation data. It allows you on the pixel level to get this information. So here you have the specific temporal ndvi profile taken as an average over 5 years. These profiles allows you to, for example, distinguish between deciduous and evergreen forests, which is sometimes not visible on the very high resolution Google Earth imagery. So an additional tool to differentiate between different land cover types. This is the transparency button, which you can use to see the different classifications of the land cover and what's underneath on the Google Earth imagery. We also have implemented a tutorial which helps you to get started. You click on the tutorial and it gives you information on what is actually seen on Google Earth. So here there is a hint. This is in Rome, so this is actually an artificial surface. So here you would say MODIS is correct. Globe cover is also an artificial surface, as well as GLC 2000. Once you have validated, you go to the next point. Here the hint is that it is a forest. It looks like a forest. So here again, all the three land cover types show forest. Evergreen broadleaf forest, growth open broadleaf forest, and tree cover broadleaf forest. So this is all evergreen broadleaf forest. Here there is no hint anymore given, but as you see, this is very bare and it's in the desert. So if you zoom out, you will see that you are in the middle of a desert area. The land cover types say they are barren or bare areas, which in this case is all correct. The tutorial gets more difficult, and at some point it also shows you that there are certain difficulties to really decide what land cover it is.